Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine and you all are doing well. So warm greetings to you all students. Welcome to our today's online class. Okay. So now we are studying about chapter 10. So what's the title of our chapter? Flow of control. Isn't it? Okay. So last class, before I am going to start about today's portion, so just recall what are things you have studied in the last class, isn't it? Okay. So last class we have discussed about which topic? So last class we have discussed about for loop, isn't it? So for loop is the entry control loop or exit control loop. Entry control loop. So in a for loop, so what are things will be there? First one is initialization part, then update statement, test expression, then update expression, isn't it? So these are the things you have studied. So this for loop will come under which one? Iteration statement. Okay. So today we are going to study about variations in the for loop. Okay. So last class just I have started variations in the for loop. Okay. What do you mean by variations? Changes. What are changes you are going to make in the for loop? Okay. So I asked you to study this for loop and also some programs. Whether all the programs, whether you will study. Have you all studied till yesterday's portion? Have you all studied or not? Please study daily's portion. Okay, don't waste time. Okay. So already we have studied about syntax of the for loop. Isn't it? What's the syntax? First in the for loop, the syntax. First is the initialization part. Then next one is the test expression. Third one is the update expression. Isn't it? So here, see this code. See this code for loop inside. So in the place of initialization part, there will be a blank space. Then text expression also there will be a blank space. Only they have given which one? Only they have given only they have given test expression. So which one is missing? Initialization part is missing as well as update expression is missing. Okay. So here what are things are missing? Initialization part as well as expression part. Okay. The same thing you have studied in the last class program. See. So initialization part is missing as well as update expression is missing. But the same initialization part and update expression you are giving before the loop as well as inside the body of the loop. But you are getting the output. Okay. So this is the first variation. Second one is infinite loop. Okay, what do you mean by infinite? Finite means you can able to count. That is a count number of times. Infinite means you can't able to find. That is infinite number of times. Okay. So infinite loop means so particular things or particular statements will be displayed infinite number of times. Okay, in your output screen, particular statements will be displaying or more number or infinite number of times. That loop we are calling as in which loop? Infinite loop. Understood what do you mean by infinite loop? Particular statements are displayed infinite number of times. That we are calling as an infinite loop. Okay. So how you will get this infinite loop means, listen carefully. So inside the for loop, 3 expressions need to give. What are they? Initialization part, update expression and test expression and update expression. So each 3 points will be separated using which symbol? Semicolon. Isn't it? Okay. So see this example. They have given for I equal to 0. Then whether this test expression is here? No. What do you mean by test expression? So here you are giving some conditions. Okay. So based on the condition only it will check whether this loop, how many number of times this loop needs to execute. For example, you are giving I less than or equal to 5. So what's the meaning I less than or equal to 5? So 5 till 5 the loop will continue. Or I less than or equal to 10. What's the meaning? So till 10 times it will execute. Okay. So that loop will execute based on the conditions. What conditions you are giving, based on the condition the loop will execute. But here in this example, this conditional part is missing. Isn't it? So in this example, which one is missing? Conditional part is missing or text expression is missing. Only they have given this initialization part and update expression. Okay, but inside that you are giving one statement called welcome. Okay, so now you are running this program means you will get this output as a infinite number of times. So it will display, or what's output you will get? Oh, welcome. Okay, so it will display this welcome as a infinite number of times. Why? Because you are not giving any conditions. So first the value of I equal to 0, welcome answer. Next plus plus I, what's the meaning? Now the value of I is 1. Now also it will display. Likewise, it will display more number of times because you are not giving any conditions here. Understood? Okay. Okay. So likewise, so you are giving this also an example for infinite loop. Okay. So here you are giving, so you are not giving any of the three expressions. What are the three things? Initialization part you are not giving, update expression you are not giving, test expression you are not giving. What are the things you are not giving? That doesn't matter. But so each thing needs to separated using semicolon. Understood? So if you are not giving any one part means also no problem, but each things you should give are separated using semicolon. So inside the output screen you are giving welcome. So while you are running the program, so this statement, this welcome, you will get the output as a welcome. What output you will get? You will get the output as a welcome. So this welcome will display infinite number of times. Understood? Why? Here there is no initialization part, no test expression part, or update expression part. Understood? So three variations you have studied. What's the first variation? Initialization part as well as update expression you have given separately. What's the second thing? So initialization, that is infinite number, infinite loop. What do you mean infinite loop? If you are not giving any test expression or you are not giving any condition means particular statements will display more number of times. So that loop we are calling as in which one? Infinite loop. Okay. So what's the next thing? What's the same infinite loop? You are not giving three of the expressions, but the particular output will be displayed more infinite number of times because you are not giving any condition. Okay. So this is important question, infinite loop. Oh. So next one is empty loop. Understood? Next one is empty loop. Okay. So empty loop means, so in empty loop there is no statement in its body. Okay. Only you are giving the expressions inside the loop, but you are not giving any statements inside the body. What do you mean by statements? For example, see out, welcome, see out, computer science. So inside the see out you are giving after the, if in for loop you are giving some conditions. So inside the for loop you will give some statements, isn't it? So if you are not giving any statement in its body of the loop, so that one we are calling as which one? Empty loop. Understood what do you mean by empty loop? You are not giving any contents or statements inside the body of the loop. So that one we are calling as which loop? Empty loop. Understood? So here this is the example. Okay. What's the example? First one is for. So what's this part? What's this part? Initialization part. Okay. So initialization part, what's the thing? I equal to 0. Okay. So here after that, so you separated using semicolon. Then what's the condition you are giving? I less than or equal to 5. Next what's the condition? Plus equal to I, then semicolon. So inside only for loop you are giving. Inside the for loop you are not giving any statement. Okay. So you are not giving any statement. So if you are not giving any statement, so we can say that as a null statement. Okay. The body of the loop contains a null statement. Okay. So and also we can call this loop as an empty loop. Understood? Only you are giving the for loop conditions, but you are not giving any statements inside. So we can call as a null statement. And also listen carefully. So in the for loop, after the ending of the for loop, you won't give semicolon. If you give semicolon, you won't get the output. You will get the error message. Understood? For that only they are giving. So you are giving, so for loop, then inside some statement also giving, but you are giving semicolon at the last. So whether in the for loop at the last semicolon will come? No. So if you are giving semicolon, you won't get the output. You will get error message. Understood? Okay. So next one is the declaration of variable in a for loop. Okay. So you can able to declare a variable inside the for loop also. Understood? You can also able to declare the variable inside the for loop also. So see this program, then only you will get understand. Listen. So what's the first thing? So inside the main of function they have given. Okay, inside the main of function they have declare one variable. What's the variable? Sum. Okay, what's the variable name? Sum. Okay, so here they are declaring the variable name as sum. What's the data type for the variable? Int. Okay, so you are initializing the variable sum equal to 0. Understood? So you are initializing the variable sum equal to 0. Okay, next listen carefully. Next you are going to use a for loop. Okay, you are going to use a for loop. Okay, for loop. Inside the for loop already you have studied 3 parts. What are the 3 parts? Initialization part, update expression, then test expression, then update expression. So each 3 things will be separated using semicolon, isn't it? So listen carefully. What's the first part? Int I equal to 0. Okay. So here listen carefully. Here itself they have declared the variable with data type. What's this one? Int I equal to 0. We can call this as a variable declaration, isn't it? So you have declared a variable I with the data type int. Okay. So you have declared a variable I with the data type int. So you already have studied. So the variable declaration. So already you have studied variable declaration before the for loop, isn't it? But inside the for loop, they have declared a variable. Is it visible? They have denoted this as the shade with a black color. So this is called variable declaration inside the for loop. Understood? Okay. So next remaining and all same. What's the condition they have given? I less than or equal to 5, then plus plus I. So inside this body of this is called body of the loop, isn't it? So inside the body of the loop they have given sum equal to sum plus I. Okay, so what's the initial value of I? 0. So first it will check 0 less than or equal to 5. Okay, condition is okay. Then what's the condition? 0, then body of the loop will execute 0 plus I. So what's the value of 5? What's the initial value of sum? 0. 0 plus 0, answer you will get 0. Okay, next time. What's the 0 plus 1? What value? 1. Likewise, it will execute till the value 5. Understood? Okay. Listen. Next, outside this loop, so this is the body of the loop. Okay. So next you are giving cout, variable I cannot be accessed here. Next one is variable sum can be accessed here. What's the meaning means? So this variable, if you are declare the data type like this means, only this variable I can be able to access only inside the for loop. Okay. So the for where the for loop will get overing? So this for loop will get over till this sum. Isn't it? Because this is open brace and close brace. So you are calling the variable I outside the loop. Understood? Outside the loop you are calling the variable I. So already you have declared the variable I inside this for loop, but you are calling the variable outside. So it is not possible. Understood? Okay. But sum you can able to access anywhere inside the main of function, because you are not mentioning the variable sum inside the loop only. So because you have declared the variable sum outside the for loop. So this is inside the for loop variable I you have declared. So I you can't able to access outside the loop, but sum you can able to access outside the loop also. Understood? Okay. So till this for loop over. Okay. So under the iteration statement, three kinds of statements are there. What are they? 3 loops. First one is for loop. Second one is while loop. Third one is do while loop. Okay. So now we are going to study about while loop. Okay. So what we are going to study about? While loop. Okay. So here this while loop also similar to for loop only. But so this while loop will execute as long as the condition is true. Okay. So till the condition is true. What do you mean by iteration loop or iteration statements? Iteration statement means the particular number of lines or blocks of code will execute given number of times based on the condition is true. That means particular codes of line will execute repeatedly. Isn't it? So likewise, this while loop also will execute based on the condition. If the condition is true, the particular lines of code will execute more number of times or repeatedly. Understood? Okay. So this while loop also entry control loop. Okay. So this while loop also a which loop? entry control loop. Okay, because so what do you mean by entry control loop? Last class itself I have explained. Entry, name itself entry. So here you are for loop also, you are checking this expression before. This is the body of the loop, isn't it? So before the body of the loop you are checking the condition. So we are calling as a entry control loop. Okay, so that is entry control loop. Before you are entering into the loop, you are checking the condition. So we can call that as a entry control loop. So while loop also a entry control loop. Understood? Okay. So this is the general syntax for while loop. Okay, this is a general syntax for while loop. Listen, this is a syntax while, then test expression, then inside body of the loop, semicolon, then statement X. Listen carefully. So the for loop also, this for loop will not end with semicolon, as well as while this loop also first line will not end with semicolon. If you put semicolon at this last, you will get error message. Understood? Okay. So this is the flowchart for this index. So based on the this index, they have drawn a flowchart. First, what you need to give? Test expression. Okay. So based on the expression, it will check whether the given condition is true or false. Okay. If the condition is true, so this body of the loop will execute. Okay. The body of the loop will execute till the condition becomes false. Okay. So this body of the loop will execute till the condition becomes false. Okay. So this we are calling as a while loop. So till this loop will execute till the condition becomes false. Okay. Once the condition becomes false, automatically the loop will, that means automatically the flow of control will come outside. Outside of the loop, and outside what statement you have given, that statement will execute. Understood? So if they like this while loop, for loop, this and all, they will ask for 2 more question, means only definition alone you should explain. What do you mean by for loop? Okay, definition with syntax, that's important. If 3 more question they ask, means definition, syntax and flowchart. Understood? If they ask for 5 more question, means definition, syntax, flowchart and example. Understood? Okay. So listen, this is the example program they have given under the heading while loop. So what's the program? Read the heading. So write a C++ program to sum the numbers from 1 to 10 using while loop. Okay. So you are going to sum the numbers from 1 to 10 using which loop? While loop. Okay. So what's the first line of the program? Hash include IOStream. Okay. So what's the second line? Using namespace std, that already you know. Third line is main of function. Okay. So inside the main of function, you are declaring 2 variables. What are the variables? I and sum. Okay. So 2 variables are of data type int. Okay. So the I and the sum is of data type which one? Int. And also you have initialized the variable with, so what's the initial value of I? 1. The initial value of I is 1. And what's the initial value of sum? 0. Okay. So they have initialized the values also. Next you are giving while loop. Okay. Inside the while loop you are going to print the numbers from 1 to 10. Okay. So listen carefully. While, so condition, listen carefully. While I less than or equal to 10. Okay. What's the condition you are giving? I less than or equal to 10. Okay. So then inside the while loop, so what's the general syntax for while loop? While test expression, then body of the loop, isn't it? So while inside the expression you are giving I less than or equal to 10. Okay. Inside that you are giving sum equal to sum plus 5. Okay. You are giving the content as sum equal to sum plus 5. Sum plus I. So next you are giving I plus plus. What's the meaning? First, the value of I is added with the value of sum. So that's the first time. Next time the value will get incremented with 1. Till this loop will execute till the condition becomes false. That means till 10 it will execute. What's the verb? And then listen carefully. Outside of the while loop you are giving a statement. Sum of 1 to 10 is sum. Because the answer you are storing in the variable sum. So you are calling the variable sum. Okay. Listen carefully. So what output you will get? Sum of 1 to 10 is, answer you are getting is 55. So how you will get the answer 55 means, listen carefully. First, what's the thing? Sum equal to sum plus I. So what's the initial value of sum? 0. So what's the initial value of 1? I. So listen carefully. 0. So here you need to check the condition. The value of I less than or equal to 10. So what's the initial value of I? 1. So 1 is whether less than or equal to 10? Okay. So sum plus I. So 0 plus 1. What's the answer? 0 plus 1. First answer is 1. Okay. So it will print 1 plus. Next time plus plus. What's the plus plus? 1 plus 1? 2. Now the value of I is 2. Okay. Now it will check whether 2 is less than or equal to 10. Okay. 2 is less than or equal to 10. Okay. Then 2 already you have the value. What's the value of sum? 1. So 1 plus 2. What answer you will get? 3. So 1 plus 3. Now the next 3 plus 4. So likewise each time it will get increment till the value, that is till the value 10 it will execute, and you will get the answer is 55. Understood? Understood the meaning of while loop? Okay. So next program is, so next we are going to write a program to find sum and average of 5 numbers using while loop. So what's the program? We are going to write a program to find the sum and average of 5 numbers. Okay. You are going to sum and average of 5 numbers using which loop? While loop. Okay. So what's the first line? Header file. What's the header file? Hash include iostring. Second line is using namespace std. Third line is main of function. Okay. So then open brace. Listen carefully. So here you are, what are the things you need? In the question they asked to find the sum as well as average. So if you need to find the sum means first you should require numbers. For example, if you need to find sum of 5 numbers. So here they are giving 5 numbers. So 5 numbers you need. So to enter a number you need one variable. Isn't it? Then you need to find the sum. For that one variable you need. Then you need to find the average. For that one variable you need. Okay. Then while loop you are using for that one variable. So total how many variables you need? 4. What are they? First for the variable using inside while loop. Then for entering the number. Then adding the number sum. Then find the average. Understood? Okay. So for that, listen, first they have declared the variable I equal to 1. So what's the use of this variable? The variable I you are going to use inside the while loop. Okay. Then, so you are going to enter some numbers, isn't it? So for entering the number, you are declared a variable num. Next, you are going to find the average. So average you have given in which variable? AVG, average. Okay. So next, you have given as a sum. You are going to find the sum. Understood? So the initial value of sum equal to, initial value has said the value of sum equal to 0 as well as the value of I equal to 1. Understood? Okay. So next you are giving inside the while loop. Okay. So while, what's the condition means? I less than or equal to 5. So because in the question they asked to find the average of 5 numbers. Till 5. What's the meaning? While I less than or equal to 5 means? Till the initial value of I is 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Till 5. Understood? Till 5 it will execute. Okay. Then inside the while loop you are giving some statements. What are they? In cout, enter the number. First you are going to enter the number. Then, so in the output screen, if you need to get the input from the user means you will give some input. So for in number you should give the input. Already you have declared a variable. What's the variable name? Num. Understood? Okay. Then you should first, if you need to find the average means first you need to find the sum, isn't it? So sum equal to, already you have entered the number in which variable? Num. So sum plus num. Already you have declared a variable sum. So sum plus num. Understood? So each time the variable needs to get incremented. So I plus plus. Understood? Okay. So up to this while loop will get over. Okay. Next you are going to find the average. So once you have calculated the sum, next step, what's the next step? You need to calculate. Once you have calculated the sum means you can able to calculate the average. Isn't it? So average equal to sum divided by 5. So here totally in the question they asked average to find average of 5 numbers. Isn't it? So you are going to find the average of 5 numbers. So what's the normal formula for finding average? Total numbers divided by 5. So total already you have totaled and stored in the answer as sum. So sum divided by 5. Understood? Okay. Now you are displaying the sum. The sum is stored in the variable sum. Okay. So the sum is in the variable sum. Next, the average. Average is given in the variable AVG. Now return 0. Understood? Okay. So in the output screen, what output you will get at the first? First one is enter the number. Okay. So what's the first number the user is entering? 1. Okay. So I plus plus. Next, enter the. So this loop will execute till I less than or equal to 5. So what are statements you are given inside? This will execute till 5. Next, enter the number 2. So this will execute till 5. So how many numbers you are entering? 5. What are the numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Next, you need to find the sum. Okay, sum plus num. Okay, first one is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. Okay, so these are the numbers. Num plus sum. What's the initial value of sum? 0. So add it. 1 plus 2, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 5, 15. The sum you will get the answer as 15. Okay. Then average. What's average? 15 divided by 5. What's the answer? You will get 3. Understood this program? The program to find sum and average of 5 subject. Understood? Understood or not? Okay. So this program is used by using while loop. Okay. So the same example only they have given. Okay. Their explanation for that one. So next one is while loop variations. Now you have studied while loop. So likewise for loop variation, while loop also variation is there. Okay, while loop also lot of variation is there. Okay, maybe it is an empty loop or infinite loop. What do you mean by empty loop? So loop doesn't have any statement inside the body of the loop. We are calling as an empty loop or null statement. Only the condition is there, but inside that while loop or for loop you are not giving any statements. So that kind of loop we are calling as an null statement or which one? Null statement or empty loop. Understood? Okay. So what do you mean by empty loop? So only you are giving conditions, but you are not giving any statements inside the loop. Such a kind of statements we are calling as a null statement or empty loop. Okay, see this example. So in the main of function, so inside the main of function you are declaring a variable I of data type which one? Int. So int I equal to 0. Listen, next line they have given. So while plus I less than 1. Okay. So they have given plus I less than 10,000. So the condition they have given, but after the condition they have not given any statements. So while loop condition is given, but after that you are not giving any statements. So you are running this loop, whether you will get any output? No, because you are not giving any statements. So this kind of loop we are calling as an which one? Null loop or the null statement or empty loop. Understood? Okay. So another one thing, we can call this loop as a time delay loop. Okay. So if you need to pause, sometimes if you need to pause the particular program. Okay. So at that time, if you are giving like this means you can able to pause the program for some time. Because you won't get output because you are not giving any statements inside. So you can able to pause the program for some time using this empty loop. Understood? Okay. So next one is infinite loop. Okay, infinite loop. So here also inside the program they have given main of function, same thing. So first you have declared the variable I, integer I equal to 0, then condition you are giving I less than or equal to 10. So what's the condition? The value of I is always less than or equal to 10. Then you are printing C out the value of I. Okay. Then I plus plus. Each time the value will get incremented the return 0. Okay. Listen carefully. So here, so what output you will get? So here you are giving the condition I less than or equal to 10. Okay. But the value of I you are giving. So this loop will print infinite number of times. Why? Just think and say. This loop will print infinite number of times. Because, so after the while loop, so here only while loop will start, isn't it? So while loop will start, then open curly brace, then close curly brace needs to be there. Without opening and the close curly brace is there means the program will consider full, what are the statements you have given fully come inside main of function. So infinite number of times the value of I will be get printed. So here after the while statement, here on curly brace. Then after this I plus plus, here on open and curly brace will be there. So if you are not giving this curly brace, the particular output will display infinite number of times. Okay. So this loop we are calling as in which loop? Infinite loop. This is one of the variations inside the while loop. Understood? Okay. So next one is do while loop. Okay. So do while loop. So do while loop we are calling as an exit control loop. Okay, so up to this enough. So today you have studied which loop? While loop, isn't it? So while loop, so what are things you have studied? General syntax you have studied. First you have studied variations in the for loop. Then what are the variations? Two variations you have studied. Then while loops you have studied. Syntax you have studied. Two programs. So what are things I have taught today? So all the things, while loop, then do a while loop as well as variations in the for loop, all the things you should study. And what are the programs I have taught today? Please just work out and write it in your computer notebook and work out how the loop is working. Okay, please just write it and write. This is a homework for you. Please write one program and work it out. This is a homework for you. So after completion of this session, please study all the questions and write this questions in a computer notebook. Thank you students. Remain you can continue in the next class. Thank you.